is in all its glory, the Gateway Arch. Hello everyone, Greg here. Today is June 25th, 2022, and I am in St. Louis. Now today, I'm gonna go up on the arch, and I'm also going to go on the Riverboat tour down the Mississippi. So, I'm excited. Let's get started. I'm only slightly terrified to go up on this. This thing goes really, really high, and it looks like it's really, really thin and everything, but if you look at the base, it's gargantuan. And I think it's pretty cool how you can just walk right up the arch and just touch it. It's a little warm, but not too bad. This thing's crazy huge. So to get to the visitor center, you don't go to either of the legs of the arch. Those are apparently the exits. What you want to do is go up here to this little hill, and the visitor center's in there. I guess I'm actually walking on it right now. All right, I'm almost there. Had to walk up a hill to get here. I found it, as if it wasn't some huge beacon in the sky pointing me to where to go. Gateway Arch National Park. Feels fantastic in here. Walking down here, there's these big screens heading into the museum area, it looks like. St. Louis was founded on February 15th, 1764 by these gentlemen here. Pierre Leclerc founded a site that might become hereafter one of the finest cities in America. And here's some artifacts from back in the day. Here's a Creole house model. I love looking at these little models, they're so cool. St. Louis began as a busy trading post, I guess skins and things like that. Here's a flintlock trade musket, a tomahawk, and a pipe tomahawk reproduction. I guess that's this one right here. Who might you be visiting today? Well, let's find out. Let's see who's in this house. Nobody, just an empty fireplace. So this would be Flora's house, a free woman of color who purchased a small house like this one from Louis Dufresne, a traveling merchant who owned it for 5 years. And some more tools here. You got a couple of axes. There's an axe here and another axe over there. Another tool to dig out wood with. Here's some items from a Beaudoin archaeology site. Earthenware, pottery, ceramic tradeware, kettle lug. I know what this is. This is a candle wax maker thing. I actually have one of those. My grandmother had one from a long time ago and she left it to me. Probably not as old as this one though. Here's a violin, some cards, and a couple of keys there. Also a chair. There's a huge wall of photographs up here of different folks from back in those days. And here's a shovel and a pan for searching for gold. Pickaxe right there. And a sickle. And originally I thought these were giant coins, but they're actually medals. This is a U.S. Army Dragoon saber, and that is a steel-tipped arrow. And this is, I think, a reproduction of a Mexican lance point. Let's see if it's sharp. Nope, it's pretty dull. And here is I'm sure this is a reproduction of a plow. Was George Bush pulling that plow? And is he related to either of the presidents? Maybe. And what is surely the centerpiece of this whole area is this stagecoach. Oh, this looks really fantastic. Imagine riding in one of these back in the day, trying to get from one part of the country to the other, riding in one of these without air conditioning or cell phones. And here's a statue of Thomas Jefferson, who authorized the Louisiana Purchase, which is kind of why St. Louis is the gateway to the West. The Lewis and Clark expedition is, they traveled out west and learned all they could and then came back, and St. Louis is, I guess, mostly their home base. Check this out down here. Got like a magnifying glass to look at snake skins here. Yeah, it's fantastic. Why couldn't it have been the butterflies? Here's a theodolite, which is used by surveyors to measure vertical angles, distances, and to take bearings essential for map making. All right, here's some tools of Western exploration. Of course, you need your weapon, your gun to protect yourself. I guess that's another one of those theodolite things up there for surveying. And this is called a vernier compass. That's known as a sextant. And that is a telescope. I should have known that, telescope. And here's a representation of an Indian teepee. I guess this was skin, probably, of animals. And they just used sticks to create the design with it so they could sleep and rest. And here's some paintings of Native Americans. And then over here you've got a bunch of their tools and weapons that they would use to protect themselves. This would be a ceremonial pipe. American Indian cultures are unique in their ritual use of tobacco as an offering to the creator. Here's some more peace medals right up here. Of course, there was a lot of trappers back then. This is a beaver trap. I guess that's maybe another beaver trap. And there's some knives for, I guess, skinning the animals that you would trap. There's a satchel for carrying stuff, a horn for drinking water or probably putting oil in. And then, what is that? That's interesting. It says it's a 1/4 pound weight and steel yard scale. The Missouri Fur Company. Make sure you take your medicine. Some jasmine and another scale. Here's some jars that say smells of cholera. Ugh. I guess you can actually lift it up. No thanks. Holy shnikes, look at the size of this wheel model. It's gigantic. Here's a plaque commemorating Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain. When I was a boy, there was but one permanent ambition, to become a steamboatman. We might need some saddle, harness, tents, and awnings here for our expedition. Here's a stove right here. Some pots and pans, you might need that. Also, again, you might need some weapons for protection, shovels, scissors, I guess, and cutlery. Oh yeah, and you gotta have that coffee grinder. I mean, without that, you might as well not even go on the expedition. And this is Samantha Packwood's saddle. Definitely looks well used. Here's a wooden trunk, saddlebag there, some jars and pots and a roller for, I guess you're gonna roll some dough with that, and a washboard, plunge and scrub, plunge and scrub. I remember that from far and away. And these archaeological remains tell the tale of hotel life. Some of this looks kind of familiar to me because my grandmother had a lot of old flow blue style stuff, which she left to me, and it looks very similar to that. Of course, there's a reason why this particular item is yellow. I'll let you guess why. And here's a lunch pail and a lamp and a pocket watch. And these rails apparently were once used on the St. Louis levee. That's what it says right there. Here's a couple of rotating displays there. They're a little hypnotic, actually. Top hat right there. Pretty unique way to display multiple items. And the centerpiece of this whole area is this covered wagon. Just so cool. I just got some Little House on the Prairie vibes from this thing. I think it goes something like that. And then here's a pretty epic model. I guess this would have been like the whole downtown area against the water where the boats would dock and everything. Can you imagine what that was like back then? Just a beehive of activity. So now the eternal question, why is the arch here? Or why is it right there? It says here, they found nothing simple except the shape. So the arch was created by Eero Saarinen, and this is a model of his entire design right here of the arch. And he also created this chair. Here's like a model of the actual little trams that take you up to the top. So if I turn this right here, and then here's a model of the arch and kind of the grounds. This doesn't look like it does now, but apparently this was just a concept model. So to answer the question, why is the arch here? It is to commemorate the Louisiana Purchase and to mark the expansion into the West. And as I leave the museum and head over to the North Tram, there is this incredible mural right here commemorating all of those who helped build the arch. So what they're demonstrating over here is the heights of the different other monuments. You've got the Washington Monument, which is 555 feet high. You've got the US Constitution, 200 feet high. Mount Rushmore, 465. Independence Hall, 170. Old Faithful, 165. And as you can see, they're all dwarfed by the arch. You got over here the Coast Redwoods, 365. Giant Sequoia, 310. Statue of Liberty, 305. Rainbow Bridge, 290. The White House is a measly 60 feet tall. And then the arch itself, how tall is the arch? It is kind of funny after they show all the heights of all the other monuments, but they don't show the actual height of the arch here. So I came over to the cafe, and this is where it tells you how tall it is, 630 feet tall. The arch is the tallest man-made monument in the Western Hemisphere. But it's not as tall as this Mountain Dew right here. This is cool. This is kind of like a representation of the arch if you wanted to kind of walk through it a little bit here. Just kind of get a feel for how small it is. It's not too bad, actually. I can do this. All right, we're going in. Number 6, that's my tram. All right, here we go. Inside, it's like a Men in Black pod kind of thing. Oh, gosh. Here we go. 5 seats in here, but I think maybe 3 people might be the maximum in this little pod here. Oh, here we go. Kind of swaying to and fro just a little bit. This is kind of neat though. He said it would be kind of like going up the side of a roller coaster, but obviously this is not going to be a thrill ride or anything when I get to the top. This goes at about normal walking speed, but there's no way I can climb to the top of this arch in 4 minutes. It's just crazy to me how much stuff is actually up here, maintenance-wise and all that. Oh, we're slowing down. Okie dokie, here we go. And now we walk the rest of the way up to the top. There's actually a lot of people up here. A lot more than I would have thought. But hey, you know, it's the arch. It's what everybody's got to do, right? Okay. What can we see out here? Oh man, that's cool.
That would be the road where Chevy Chase and his family from vacation, the Griswolds, were driving over, and Clark said, "Hey kids, look, the Gateway Arch." And Rusty said, "Can we go up in it?" And he's like, "Nope." Mighty miss, the old man. Moon River.
All right, now I'm here right at the very, very top. 630 feet. There's not a lot of headroom up here. Maybe about 6 feet. I'm almost 6 foot tall, so this is probably like 6'2". It's pretty easy to lose your balance walking up here. You can kind of feel it swaying just slightly, but I don't think anything could knock this thing down. Look at that there. Can we see the stadium? Yes. Yeah, I got a free view of the game here. How far out there can we see? I can see pretty dang far. I think my hotel is way out there on the horizon. This isn't so bad. I can do this all day. There's the curvature of the arch right there. And now we're heading back down. Slightly faster pace than going up. This is kind of sort of like a thrill ride now. That was definitely an interesting experience. And now it's about 4:20 all told. That took about 50 minutes from the time of my departure, which was 3:30. Then you have like a little presentation. And then when you get to the top, you have a few minutes up there, 10 minutes or so. So yeah, about 50 minutes. Now, I don't know how I could possibly top that, but they also have the Arch store over here and the Arch Cafe. So I don't know, I think maybe I will grab something before I go on the riverboat. All right, so this time I decided to go with Italian panini, chips, and water this time instead of Mountain Dew. Uh-oh.
May I have your attention, please?
Okay, you had my attention, but you didn't say anything after that, so back to my water. Here's my view exiting out of the Arch. To think I was just up there not too long ago. But now I'm heading over to the riverboats, which I believe are this way. Walking down these stairs. Look at this. Look how many stairs are here. Now, I was here about 20 years ago, and the one thing that I really wanted to do was touch the Mississippi River. So here I am, back again, to touch the Mississippi River. Sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to send back soup at a deli. Mississippi water and Mississippi mud. That's kind of been my thing lately, is to collect dirt from the location. Like when I went to Daytona Beach, I collected some sand, and when I went to Dallas, I collected some dirt from the grassy knoll. Now I have some Mississippi with me. It's gonna be with me all the time. I'm heading over to the Gateway Arch Riverboat Cruise. All right, here we go. Getting on the Tom Sawyer. All right, in a great view of the arch, here we are at the top level of the boat. Quite a few people up here enjoying the cruise as well. We haven't got underway yet, but we will soon. Man, it's pretty dang toasty out there, so thought I would come into the main level air-conditioned section, and I'm just standing right here sucking up all this AC. All right, we're underway. Here we go. Oh, here's the helicopters. Yeah, we're moving pretty fast, but the paddle's not going very fast, so I think this is just a prop anymore. Plus, I think it's going the wrong way. Shouldn't it be going this way? So this bridge is 140 years old.
It also about a test of time, as bridges still stand in use today. The lower rail deck is now being used for a light rail system known as Metrolink. Within the next few moments, you'll see those light rail cars come across this bridge. Now over to your left, between these two bridges, we have an area which is called Laclede's Landing. If you want to get a good idea of what St. Louis looked like about 100 years ago, this would be a good place to start.
There's some barges out there floating. Not sure if they've got any cargo on them or not. I love this. This is awesome. Kind of reminds me of Axis Chemicals from the Batman movie, but appears to say Union Electric on the side. I think this is a grain loading thing here, and he was saying that whenever they load it, they want to load it from the sides and not the middle because it's safer that way. There's a piece of wood up there on the top of that bridge because there was a flood, and that's where it ended up. Can you imagine the water being that high? That's insane. So I was just imagining what it would have been like back in the day for Mark Twain to be on this river piloting his riverboat. All right, so it's now 6:15. I got on the boat about 5 o'clock, so that ended up being about an hour. Oh, there's a helicopter. Kind of went down the river that way, about 30 minutes. Came back up, down a little bit further, came back around again. All right, that's gonna do it for today. I went to the top of the Gateway Arch. I saw the museum. I did the riverboat. I'm tired. So anyway, I really appreciate you watching. Take care. Always remember the adventure's in you. Bye-bye, everybody. Whew. Would you look at the size of that thing? It's gargantuan.